Hello friends, Kelly here. Good morning. Alright, so we're going to do a recycled project, and I thought I would see if I can figure out how to turn this into a journal. And I'm thinking I want to leave these as the flat. I'm not really sure. So we're just going to work this together. All right. So let's start cutting what I'm definitely going to cut off this top part. I think, yeah. Because I can always tape it back in if I want to use that. Okay, now I think I'm going to get my X-Acto and I'm going to cut down the sides here. Not there though. Maybe I'll cut where these. I'll cut there. Okay. This is not how you use a X-Acto, but it's okay. That's how I use it. Use it like a knife. I mean, it is a knife. Alright. So, okay. Then, I think we'll cut these off. Let's see, put my scissors away. We'll cut this off. Alright, and then cut this off. Probably helps if I cut. Okay. Alright, so there we have kind of our journal base. And let's cut that so it's just a little bit more. There we go. Oh, and then this one is a little wonky. All right, there we go. Now we're going to work this together. So I'm thinking, I mean, we don't want our spine to be that big. That's huge. But maybe if we fold it in half like so, or maybe this is just the journal. I don't know. Let's just make the whole thing the journal. Why not? Let's do it. Alright, and we're going to crease that down, and I'm not really sure where my bone folder is. So we're just going to use this plastic, sorry, my mind has escaped me. My thoughts. My mind sometimes escapes me also. Alright. Yeah, I think that's good. And I'll do it that way. Okay. So, and it's funny, it almost looks like a flower vase. Like this. So now we can either make these flaps, and then this would be the journal, and these would be little flaps. That might be cool. All right, let's get to creating. So I know my screen is a little wonky, but I want it to be kind of zoomed in so you can see what I am doing. And sorry, I just need to turn on some of my lights here. Okay. And my craft table. All right, so we got this. Now, I'm going to cover the inside for sure. And I don't know what I want to cover it with. I'm just grabbing a few things in the background here. Kind of a couple different types of paper. That might be kind of cool. I don't know, that might be cool too. So let's see, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay, so I grabbed a few papers, sorry, and this was literally just impromptu. I saw this, I put my teas in the fridge, and I was like, ooh, I wonder what I could make out of this, turn this into a journal. And I haven't done something like this in quite a while. So, let's see. I'm thinking, I'm kind of auditioning what I want to do here. I have some mulberry paper. But I feel like this might be good on the outside, as I don't know if I want this to be like the outside. If I do go in that vase, I don't know. I really like this for the outside, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that for the outside. Okay, that audition is done. Now let's do the inside. So if I use maybe sheet music, or I could just, I kind of like the mulberry paper, but I don't, it's gonna see through, you can see through it. All right, so this is kind of what I do. This is my thought process. You get to see kind of my brain working here. All right, now I'm looking for, I got organized, and now I have to, by organized, it's loosely. All right, so I'm going to cover this with some gesso so that, oh, do I want gesso? No, I don't want gesso. Just kidding. I am going to cover this with some paint. No need to waste my gesso if I'm just going to cover it up. All right, so I'm just kind of grabbing just a cheap paint, and this one is this is just Craft Smart. Color is Beach Glass, and I am just zigzagging that around. Then we grab one of our paintbrushes, and we just start painting. And I'm actually going to just going to stick some paper under here so that if I do go over, it just goes on the paper, and then I can use the paper for something. These were my notes from my live I did the other day. All right. And we're not like, this isn't perfection. We're just painting just to cover up some of the brown. Just so that when we put the mulberry paper over, it's just not so, you know, you don't see the pure leaf and all those other colors very well. So kind of like giving it a distress wash. And if you don't mind getting paint on your hands, don't wear gloves. If you are don't like getting messy, then by all means wear some gloves. Me, I don't mind. All right, so there's that. And then I'm feeling like I want to add in another color. I think I'm going to add in some of this celery here. You can tell I don't use these very often, which I should because I have a boatload of paints. All right, so we're adding in some celery. And just to, I don't know, just because there's no reason. I don't have a reason, because I wanted to. Okay. Now I know you can't see a ton when I'm going off page here, but and because it's not sticking a ton, I mean, it's because of the glossy finish of the cardboard. It's, if you wipe too hard before it's dry, it's kind of wiping it off. It's rubbing it away. But you just kind of go over it again, and you're good. All right, so there's that. Then you pour some water in your little cup here because you forgot to fill your water jar. Kind of give that a little bit of a rinse. All right, now we're going to give this a quick dry. And it is kind of, this part is mostly dry in the middle. And then the thicker spots where the celery is wetter because it's just a little bit thicker there. Do you guys dry in between your paint layers, or do you let it dry naturally? What do you guys do? It's very, has that chalky finish, which I actually kind of like. Maybe I won't cover the inside. Maybe I'll keep adding some some different paint to it. Okay. There we go. There. Yeah, I really love the chalky finish. Even though this isn't chalk paint, it feels chalky. I like it. Okay. Now what do we want to do? See, now I'm lost. I don't know. I'm gonna grab some paint I picked up at the thrift store the other day. It's Sola wood flowers. It's paint you actually use on wood. And everything in the store was half off at our local thrift store. And so these two together were 99 cents and regularly. And then, you know, they're 50 cents because they were half off. And then these were 99. And then this was 99, so it was 50 cents each. And they are little glues. Oh my gosh. Little paints, but 50 cents for several colors is, I like it. I left like a sticky residue on it, so I'm going to have to wipe that off. All right, so let's see here. We got some morning frost maybe. This is sage, which is very much like what we just used. Navy, denim blue, violet, merlot, and frosted mulberry. I kind of like this merlot. And this is literally brand new. Has not been used. This color. All right, so apparently you can't squeeze this. So we're gonna grab a brush and dip our brush in. It's it. All right, and I'm just kind of dabbing in a few different spots. There's no rhyme or reason what I'm doing. And now I'm grabbing my bigger brush. And I have just like a loose cloth here that I'm just wiping the excess water off of. And then I'm going to use my bigger brush to kind of just brush it in a little bit more. And it definitely dried pretty quickly. And then I stuck my brush in the water, and then I'm just kind of using the excess ink to, it looks like just a little opaque coloring it's giving it. And I'm kind of just dabbing my brush back on the outside of the jar here, grabbed a little bit, stuck it back on the water, just so that I can get a little bit more of this color in a few different spots. And all I'm doing is just adding some more layers. It's not perfect, there's no rhyme or reason. Alright, and then I have this one. This one looks like it's also brand new. This one is the frosted mulberry. I really like this color. And And I'm just going to flip the little covering here, and I'm going to use that to get the excess paint off of. I mean, why waste that? Why throw it away? You can utilize that paint off of there. All right, now I'm just kind of brushing this mulberry color in a few spots. All right, now we're going to dry this because we got some excess water here. The paint keeps falling over because my paper is kind of ruffled right there. All right, now we're giving this a quick dry, just to get that water that was on there. And once we put paper in here and we start covering, I mean, a lot of this isn't going to be visible, but all right, that's pretty good. All right, now let's add some stenciling. Let's see, I'm going to grab my binder of stencils here. This binder of stencils is just my Creative Worship stamp stencils that my friend's company. So I'm going to grab the mesh ovals stencils and blotchy circles. Oh, and my go-to, the script. I don't know, I might grab this one too. Alright, so I have these. Now I'm going to use these, and I'm going to use I don't know what I'm going to use. This paint is also brand new. This one's called White Wedding. Like that song. It's a great day for a white wedding. Alright. Now we are grabbing one of our brushes here. And I'm just kind of dipping it in the cap here just to get a little bit. And we're just going to add in some more layers. Like that. Okay. This isn't perfection, it's just another way to add in some more layers. Okay. And I'm just going to give this a wipe, just wipe off the excess on the other side. And then it went through a little bit, not very much. It's very opaque. Alright, now we'll do some circles. And wow, this is so cool. I love that I got this deal. This one's also brand new. So apparently somebody got rid of these. I've never used them. Sounds like something I would do. I mean, I wouldn't get rid of it. I would keep it. At least test it. Because you can always use different kinds of paints. Alright, so this one I'm just kind of making little circle blobby blobs. Alright, like so. for a little bit more paint. Adding in more blobby blobs. Okay, like that. And then maybe a few over here. All this is about adding some more interest, some more texture, more layers, just a little bit. It's not overpowering. And now we're gonna clean it off just a tiny bit. And it just kind of shows a little bit there. Hi, bud.
Oh my God, are you recording?
Yeah.
Am I interrupting? What's up, YouTube?
All right. Now I'm going to add some more layers and textures just by using the script stencil here. Alright, and then I'm feeling like I'm just going to grab my little cup of daubers here, dauber brushes, and I'm going to just pick a color because I don't really clean them. Usually, I'm going to see what's left on my dauber. Yep, see? Can you see that? Probably not. Very, very faint. Oh yeah, there you can see it right there. Very faint. Alright, so we're just brushing in some more very faint script. Yeah, I'm loving the faintness. I'm just loving just a little bit. Just adds another little bit. Alright, here we go. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing. I think we're going to go black. So, and I have two different black ones, and we're going to use our mesh, the mesh stencil. And this one looks darker. And we're just kind of going random so it doesn't like leave any harsh lines. Do the little corners. All right, so there's that. So you can kind of see the mesh there. All right, so there's our inside for right now. Okay, we started that. Okay. Now for our outside. I think now I'm going to use the gesso because I might use some watercolors and I really want it to stick to that. Oh, there's my other cup of water. Okay. Now for the gesso, I'm going to grab my glue gesso brush, and you can tell because it's got the lace on it. That's how I, excuse me, can tell the difference. All right. Now I'm just adding this. So what this does is it gives, the gesso gives my cardboard here some tooth, and then also I'll be able to use some more water reactive mediums, and it won't just suck into the cardboard. And gesso dries pretty quickly, as long as you have a thinner layer. The thicker the layer, I mean really of anything, the longer it's going to take to dry. Alright, we're putting that in our water. That's pretty good. Now, we are going to give this a quick dry. I'm going to use my louder, faster dryer. And I like how it's kind of drying. It's kind of giving a little bit of a crackle look to it. Okay, there we go. There's that. Now, what are we going to add? I'm not sure. What are we going to add, Kelly? Let's do something. Let's see if I can find. Alright, we're totally going to experiment here. I'm wondering if I grab my little bin of alcohol inks. And I'm wondering if cleaning off one of my brushes, excess water. Okay. Now I'm going to squirt some hand sanitizer on here because it's got the rubbing alcohol in it. Not rubbing alcohol, just alcohol. Alright, and we're just kind of spreading it around because then I'm going to add some alcohol inks and we're going to see what happens. Alright, so that was our willow. And this is our pistachio. This is our smolder. And a smolder. And let's see, celestial. Oh, this one looks clogged. Okay, we'll be fixing that one later. Let's see, this one is sandal. Now we are going to grab, let's see, a little blower here. We add a little bit more of that. Let's see what it does. I mean, it's pretty good because it acts. Alright, so now let's see if we grab, let me grab the I'm grabbing our blending solution. And grabbing a couple other, no, just one other alcohol ink. My clearance steel. This one's called Vanilla. I got this from Blick. Alright. So we're just kind of spraying that on there. And probably good if I could use this the right way. Or maybe I need to cut this. Maybe I haven't used this yet. Okay. Maybe it doesn't come out. I don't know. We're discovering this together, guys. Oh, there we go. Oh, hello. Alright, so we get some vanilla and a little bit blending solution. We got some wild plum. And got our blower. See if we can get this to go over here. Alright, I want to add in some, whoa. So that was the Pearl Mixative. I never use my supplies the way they're supposed to be used. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh my god, what is she doing? We don't know what she's doing. This is just what she does. Yes, I know it's a lot of stuff, but you know what? If you're not going to use your stuff, then why get it? But I really need to clean out some of these. There we go. And this was our mineral alcohol pearls. And then I'm just going to grab a brush and kind of just brush it around. And now I'm just kind of drawing some leaf patterns. And we'll go over to this side. There's no rhyme or reason as to what I'm doing. I'm just doing. This is kind of like experimenting. I just want to see what's happening. Alright, and then I'm going to wipe off the extra over here, because why waste it? Now, I wonder if I'm going to take my blotchy, and then I'm going to take this scrap paper here. I'll actually use our stickers here. And I'm just going to take away, but I'm putting it on something else. So I added the circles to that. And then we pull this up, and you can kind of see a little bit of outline there. Now we have excess ink over here that we don't want to waste. So we're just going to rub it off. See what we got. And a little bit came off, okay? Let's see if we can get something better. Alright, now alright, we're taking some tissue paper because I don't want to take, and I'm using the non-shiny side. I'm going to use this like a paper towel. I'm just kind of rubbing it through. Like so. Yeah, that didn't really do anything. Now that one did. You can kind of see a little bit there. And a little bit is coming off, not too much. Okay, so there's a little bit of a pattern there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm doing the best that I can with my camera here. It's really hard to see. All right. I'm thinking that I need a little bit more color up here. Use some cranberry. Okay, so now I'm just kind of just blending. I put the alcohol ink on my brush. And then I'm just kind of wiping off the excess here. And I am just adding in some different ones right at the top. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. All right, I think that's good. I think we've as I add more. So this one, it's, I'm not sure what brand it is here. It's not great at like going out, expanding, but it does add some more color and depth. Okay. I think we're good for right now. We should probably try this. Now if you go really close, it does kind of bubble and changes the texture, especially the mineral alcohol pearls, which is really cool. All right, so there, I think we'll definitely make this side our cover. Sorry. Can you see that better? Does that make it worse or better? I think it makes it worse. Sorry. Okay. So there's our cover. All right, now we're going to put our inks aside. All right. Now, let's make some signatures. I have a basket of different papers here. And I'm just going to start throwing them over there. Book pages, graph paper that I've inked on previously. Everybody needs a doily in their journal. maybe a couple printables I did. Blank pages. I'm just grabbing a whole bunch of different ones here. This is the fun part. This is the making of the signatures. 6x6 paper. Alright, that's probably good. Okay, so let's see what we have to do here. So these are a good size. Now you could definitely have it stick out if it's larger. But right now we're just going to take our papers and fold them. Now if you love vintage paper packs, you're somewhere where you don't have access to them, or you're somebody who doesn't like going out very often. I do have in my shop, I do have some vintage paper packs available to purchase. So let's see, this one does stick out a little bit, like so. What we're going to do is we're just going to take a ruler and we're just going to tear that. Now it fits. Yes, so if you are interested and you want some different papers, I do have vintage paper pack bundles on my website. I've just newly launched it. It's paisanodesignsstitches.com. It's the same as my Instagram and my Facebook. Hopefully you're following me. And again, this is going to be too big, but I do like the circles, so I'm just going to tear the bottom. And the ruler, this ruler has metal edges. It just makes it a lot easier to tear. And it's great because then it gives it that like grungy look. Okay. And we add in another book page. Now, this one we're going to make let's see if we do it that way, but then if we do it this way, tear that in half. I want to make a skinny one. We're going to tear off a little bit on each side so that the top and the bottom have that teared look. The great thing about junk journals is just I love all the different size pages. Everything doesn't have to be uniform. It's actually better because then you definitely, when you're opening it, you just have more of a junk journal look if everything is just different sizes and different papers. So this one we're going to tear down. I'm going to do both on this, like so. And you could do 2 signatures, you could do 1 signature, one huge one. whatever makes you happy. Tear this in half. This one's kind of wonky, which is okay. We like wonky. And then we'll flip it, and then this one will be like this on the bottom. Or maybe we'll put this one on the inside. And then we also have junk journal kits in the website. So if you don't even know where to start or have anything, the junk journal kit might be a great way for you to start. It comes with, right now it's the vintage bingo board as your book, and so it would be like this, and it comes with different fabric, few different fabric pieces, and all the pages and the twine, everything to make your journal. Alright, now we're going to add in an envelope. Oh, can't forget my inked up graph paper. Okay. And last but not least, our doily. Alright. So there's our journal, or our signature. Now we're going to open it up to the middle. Okay, like that. I think I'm going to have this be the middle. One of my mulberry pages, mulberry paper. And I think I'm going to have both sides be kind of torn. This is smaller, so it'd be easier if I had the ruler to tear it. Okay, yeah, I like that as the middle. Okay, now we need some twine, and I think we'll go turquoise. And I'm kind of, you want to go like 2 to 3 as your width. Depends on how many times you want to go around. Actually, we're not doing that because sorry, I was thinking of wrapping it. We're actually going to do a pamphlet stitch. Okay, so we have that. Now we're going to take a couple clips just to keep most of it. Obviously can't keep all of it together. Well, we could use that. That's kind of holding these in place. And then we are looking for our awl. Okay, now we're going to do semi in this. I don't really measure. I just kind of, I just want to make sure it's in the fold. That would probably be the best. And I'm going to poke 2 holes Alright. There's our holes. Now we need our needle and thread. Oops. Never mind that noise. I'm looking for my needle, which I can't seem to find right now. Hold, please. I wonder what I did with my Don't you love it when you lose things? Okay, well, I can't find the one I normally use. So I'll just grab a newer one. It's just, I'm using these 7 home repair needles. They're very thick, very sturdy. They're meant for like carpet upholstery, tents, seats in your car. So they'll definitely bind a junk journal. They can do all that. Alright. So now we're going to find your hole, push through the, and mine never does it through the right thing. Because it moved. And it's okay. We'll just push it through the new hole. Alright, so we're pulling this through. Then going through the other hole, pushing it back through. And because our top papers are moving, they're not gonna okay. And then I'm just tying it. And you can do this so it's on the outside, so it ties on the outside. That's totally fine. You probably want to make sure that your knot is actually tight, not like mine. So let's see. If I do this, So that didn't really work out like I wanted it to. All right, so we're going to retie this so it's a little bit tighter. My hardest part is that I have arthritis of RA, so it really, it's really hard for me to do this, which is why I always do the knot tying method. Not a knot tying, like you're not tying it. Okay, so there we go. There's that. Now we have a little extra string there, but that's okay. All right, take these off. Now we have these flaps that can go in, and then we have our little journal, just like that. Now you could make pockets into these. And what do I do with this? I don't know. You could have it like this, and then have it open like that. Have this be the flap like so. You could add a button here. So if we added a button, let's do that. So we're adding one hole. Let's find a button. Oh, there's an extra pair of scissors. It's my thread scissors. Maybe that one? That one's fun. Okay. So, yeah. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Oops. Because I'm going to so this one's got like a little eye on it. So I'm going to push it through like that. And then do I want thread? I don't know. Maybe we want some burlap, not burlap, but some muslin as the, so we're going to tear that like so. Never mind my son hacking up along in the background. You okay in there? Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to tie this so it's attached. And then wrap it around like that. Doesn't have to be permanent, but you could just go like that. So to unwrap it, you do that, you open it up And there's your journal. I love it. Very impromptu journal that I made with my tea garbage. All right, there you go, guys. I will post this up and you'll be able to watch it. Give it a thumbs up if you like, subscribe, follow me, and let me know what you think. I really want to hear some feedback and some comments, and I will see you next time. All right, bye, guys.